guys, so welcome back to a brand new video. Now I know it's been a little bit of time. I've just been quite busy with work and things like that. I've done a few other little bits on the side to the car as well. Haven't made a full video on it. I did however make a little Instagram highlight on my stories. It was actually underneath the doors here. I made little puddle lights. I fitted them. They're little lights literally with a logo of like ST written on it. They're pretty cool. I'm kind of thinking I kind of like them, but I kind of don't know if I like them at the same time. I might change it in the future, I don't know. If you're interested in that, go check out my Instagram and it'll be on my highlighted story bit. I'll put my Instagram down in the corner or something. But basically what we're doing today is tinting the headlights, and once they're tinted we're then going to stick the headlight eyebrows on, which have been painted. I painted them quite a while ago. Now I've got 2 sheets of really good quality thick headlight tint in here, and I've also got headlight eyebrows which we're going to stick on. Now I know some people don't like them and some people do. I just think they make the front of the car look a lot meaner. Also got the spray bottle with a bit of washing up liquid in there. Give the headlights a quick wipe down first. But I did actually restore my headlights a little while ago. I think it was probably about 2 weeks ago now. But I think it was an auto glim headlight restoration kit. You sand it down a couple of times and then you go higher and higher with the grip. And then you go to a polish and you polish them out, and they came out really nice. And I've also got the extension lead all the way out here from the back garden for a hairdryer. That just makes the tinting with the film a bit easier because it makes the tint film nice and supple, and it just makes it easier to get the air bubbles out and make it nice and flat and stuck and secure properly. So we'll crack on now and we'll get to it. Right, so we're going to start on the passenger side first. I do apologise if it's a little bit windy today. You might not be able to hear too much, but basically what we're going to do first, give it a good clean, give it a good wipe down so there's nothing on the lens which will get in the way of the tint sticking down nice and flush. So this spray has got some washing up liquid in it. Give it a good spray and a good wipe down, and then we'll be able to start. So I've also got a little squeegee kind of tool and also a little blade as well when we need to trim the tint. Right, so here is the first sheet of film. What you got to do is take off the back of it, the clear sheet. This then gets you the nice sticky adhesive edge or the side to it. And it's also got a layer on the top as well for protecting it so you don't make any scratches when you're kind of using the squeegee tool to get out all the air bubbles and stuff. So what we're going to do now, we'll take off the back layer so it's nice and sticky, spray the back of this, spray the headlight, and then we'll get to it. Right, so I've just figured out what side is the sticky side, and it's this bit. So we'll slowly, carefully take this off. Try and not crease it too much as well. Doesn't help that it's a little bit windy, it can be a bit challenging sometimes. Give that a real good nice spray. And what I'm just going to do is lay it over the headlight. Just like that. Right, and now it's the fun part. I'm going to wrap this little squeegee tool up in the microfiber cloth just so I don't scratch it. Try and keep it as good quality and condition as I can. Now what I'm going to do is just squeegee out most of the water, start at the middle, go from side to side, and then when it gets a little bit more challenging, use the hairdryer. Right, so as you can see, I don't know if you can see, but the whole top half is pretty much done. It's nice and flat, no air bubbles, got all the water out, all at the top. We've now just got a little issue here which is creasing here, and all of this bit still needs to be done. So what we'll do is unstick it from the car, heat this bit up, make it nice and supple, and then we should be able to stretch all these wrinkles out. So I don't know how well you can actually see, but all of this top part here is all nice and flat, no air bubbles. It's just down here a little bit needs sorting out here, and then obviously the bottom has still got all of these air bubbles in. So what we're going to do, and actually you can actually see, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but you can see loads and loads of scratches all over it, and that is why they put the top layer of like plastic protector on the top, just so that once you've squeegeed all of the air bubbles out, you can take that top layer off and there should be no scratches whatsoever. So I think what we're going to do now is carry on working our way down, maybe start doing this part here. I want to make it nice and hot with the hairdryer so it goes supple, and then you can just stretch it out with no issues at all. Right, so now what I think the problem is, why it's creasing and not going to stick down, it's just because that it's now stuck to the car paint and it just doesn't have enough excess tint just to go down in that crease there. So what I'm going to do, use the blade, carefully cut around the headlight, and then what we can do then is pull it tight, and then it hasn't got this part here just stretching it, and it actually can be heated up and pushed around the corners of the headlight. Right then guys, so this headlight is pretty much complete. You might be able to see a few scratches on there, but as I said, that's just from the squeegee tool, and we are going to be taking off the top layer of them. That bit just needs a tiny bit of sorting out there, but most of the air bubbles are out. There's just a little bit down here, which is a tiny bit of a problem, and it's a bit difficult to get them out. I don't know how well you're going to be able to see, but just down here there's a few little tiny catches, there's a few little lines down here, but it might look a little bit better when I take the top layer of film off. But yeah, that's literally the only thing wrong with this tint, but other than that they look spot on. That looks pretty sick. Proper glossy, no marks on it whatsoever. All them scratches have gone, and that looks pretty sick. And there we go boys, so I've now trimmed them up all around the corners. They are all nice. That looks pretty sick in my opinion. Only took me about 35 minutes I'd say. Corners are all good, they're all sorted. The only tiny little issue is just down here. I don't know even if you're going to be able to see it, but there's a few little air bubbles which I couldn't get out, a few tiny little creases down the bottom here, and a few just little air bubbles down here. Zoom in, see if you can actually see them. Don't know if you can or not. There's 3 little creases just down here and a few little air bubbles which I just couldn't get out, but other than that they look pretty sick. Right, now move on to this one. Just having a quick look to see how much light is still actually let through. The right one is all done and the left one isn't done. Now obviously you can still see a decent amount of light through that. I think it's just tinted enough just to kind of hide all of the white horrible plastics and kind of mesh in with the black paint a little bit better. So yeah boys, so as you just saw, I've just finished the driver's side one and they have come out real nice. I did not expect them to come out this good. Like, I think they actually look professionally done. There's no air bubbles left. They look sweet, and they are only just a kind of a light smoke, just to get rid of some of the whiter looking plastic inside the headlight, just to match in with the black plastic on the actual headlight itself. But this white up here, it did look pretty grim before, but now it's just given it a nice kind of a bronzy tint. It's just kind of got rid of the kind of a little bit of a white plasticky look, and I just think that looks so much better. But what we're going to be doing either tomorrow or the next day, because I'm off work the next day, Thursday I'm off work, we'll be adding eyebrows onto them as well. So yeah, either tomorrow after work, which I'll probably get home at maybe 2:30, 3 o'clock, or the following day, because I'm off that whole day, we will be sticking the eyebrows on. As I said earlier, they all are already painted up, so I haven't filmed loads of painting again like what's been happened in my last few videos, quite a few painting videos recently, but I didn't show the painting of that. But we will be sticking them on. At the moment I'm not too sure what with. I might use Tiger Seal because they are only going onto the tint film, so it won't actually damage the headlight at all. It won't be stuck down to the actual headlight itself. It'll be on the tint film itself. So I reckon I should go with Tiger Seal, because once it's on, it ain't coming off. And with like double-sided tape, I haven't got any really good double-sided tape, so it's not that sticky. But with Tiger Seal, once it's on, I know it's not coming off. So that might be what I go with, but I'm not certain just yet. But yeah, I'm gonna leave the video here, and I will pick it up in the next few days, maybe tomorrow or the following day after that. So I'll see you in a couple of days' time. Alright then lads, so welcome back to the video. It's now Thursday. I tinted my headlights on Tuesday. I was back at work yesterday, and I'm off of work today. So what we're doing is we got these eyebrows. These are painted in Panther Black, which look really nice. They're proper glossy, and if you do look closely, I'll get a close-up a bit later, but you can proper see the fleck of the Panther Black paint on there. I painted them a little while ago, maybe about a week ago I'd say, and we have also got the almighty Tiger Seal. Now if anything is going to stick these down onto the headlights and they won't be coming off, it's this bad boy. I was thinking whether to use Tiger Seal or not, because I was thinking it might damage the headlight or anything like that, but then I've realised that it's got the tint on it, so it's only going on the tint. I can simply just peel off the tint if I want to, and then the headlights are off on the tint, and I can just fiddle about with that to get the eyebrows off. And then if I need to, I can retint the headlights. It doesn't matter. It only took me about half hour per headlight, I think. I did really like that film. It was really nice and thick and durable, really nice and easy to get the air bubbles out, and it just felt a really good quality kind of material. Whereas last time on my old car, when I made a video of tinting the headlights, the film was just so thin and it just creased up. It was so difficult to do. I think it took me about 3 hours per headlight last time, so I was pretty surprised when I done it this time. But I think it also made it easier that the headlights were still on the car, so they were obviously secured in place, and you can just do whatever you need to do with the tint to get it perfect without the headlight moving everywhere. But yeah, sticking on the eyebrows, I'm hoping that the fitment is going to be like spot on, because what I want them to do is have a really nice fitment with the bonnet. What they're meant to do is kind of make the bonnet look... Holiday available tomorrow, lads. See if we get that bad boy. Right, so the purpose of the eyebrows is to obviously cover up a little bit of the headlight, and they make, in my opinion, they make it look a lot neater and very, very mean. What they're also meant to do is have a good fitment with the bonnet, and it's meant to literally look like the bonnet is kind of the eyebrow as well. It's kind of meant to look like the eyebrow is part of the bonnet. So you want the fitment to be really good. But yeah, we'll go to the front of the car, see how they sit, and we'll get sticking, I guess. I think the eyebrows are designed for the standard headlights. So yeah, there is going to be a little fitment issue. We might have to be messing about with these for a little while. So yeah, it's not too bad on the bottom corner. You come up to the top and it's kind of half hanging off the headlight. There's a massive gap underneath them as well. But I guess when they're stuck down, they won't be like that obviously, but gonna have a little play about with it. Might have to try and bend it a little bit, stick it down with them sticky pads and see how it turns out. Right, so I've been thinking for them to stick in the right place, which is kind of about there. I'm thinking of kind of sticking the back down first, this part around the back here, but then it also leaves this big old kind of gap here. When you try and push that down, this back part lifts up. So what I'm thinking, maybe to tiger seal the back down first, then once that's all set and stuck like proper, then we can probably try and stick the front down a little. I'm not too fussed if there's a little gap, like you're not going to be looking up that way, are you? Like you're going to see it from the front end, you're probably not going to notice if there's a little gap, but I don't want there to be a massive gap like what there is now. So what I'm thinking of doing, I'll just stick a long line of tiger seal along the back here, stick it down to the bonnet side, like that kind of thing, around here, let that set, and then we can try and sort out this this gap issue here. So we've got the tiger seal all just along the outer part of it, or the inner part, whatever way you want to say. So I put the tiger seal on the eyebrow, on the underneath of the eyebrow, and I just let it sit there for about 10 minutes, just so it gets a little, just hardens a little bit, just so it's not so pliable, and it will actually hold there itself. Right, so that fitment doesn't look too bad against the bonnet, but there is just that slight hole underneath it. But what I'm going to do, let that bit set along there, and then once that's gone hard, then we can start maybe trying to stick this down a little bit better. But I don't think that's too bad, if I'm honest with you. Looks way better from the front, definitely. I'm liking that so far, but we'll get onto the other one and see how that goes. Right then boys, so I've actually been doing a little bit of research. I've found a couple of people with the devil eye headlights like mine, who have also put the eyebrows on, and the problem that they've had is exactly the same as mine. They stick up and they don't sit flush, like they got a big gap underneath, like a big fitment issue. But I've just gone back round to the car, I've put a little blob of tiger seal underneath it, pushed it down, and then I've kind of got some tape and taped it down really tight. So I'm going to leave that for a few hours, let that dry, see if that does anything. But what I found out by doing a little bit of research, you can get the pre-facelift and the facelift headlight eyebrows. Now I think the facelift ones are the one that I got, 05 to 08. They're the eyebrows for the headlights with the big bubble in the side. But I've heard, I saw one person said that the pre-facelift eyebrows fit flatter on the headlight. There's no like raised bubble in the pre-facelift headlights. So if what I'm doing now fails, I can just take them off, and then I can obviously clean up the headlight, and then maybe have a look at buying some of the pre-facelift eyebrows. But I'll get back to you and see what they're like when they've dried. Right then boys, so I've left the Tiger Seal sitting there for probably about 3 hours now, just after I put a little bit more Tiger Seal just underneath them and then taped them down just to try and get rid of some of that gap with them sticking up so much. But now I've taken the tape off, I think they do look a lot better now. They're not sticking up as much, there is still a slight gap there, but it's nowhere near as big as what it was. But I think they look decent. I'll show you guys now. So yeah, there is still a tiny little gap there. I can literally just push the front of my finger under there. Gets a lot tighter there. It's just about here is the biggest gap. I can literally just put my finger under there, but it's not too bad. Then on this one as well, I think this one, yeah, about the same as well. But yeah, I think they look pretty decent. Makes the front end of the car look way better. Like, if you're looking at it from down here, that looks pretty sick in my opinion. Right then guys, so that is going to be the end of the video. I really like how it looks now. It just looks so much different on the front end now, it just looks incredible. But I've just done a few cinematics which I'll pop in after this clip. I hope you're all staying safe in the current situation, the coronavirus. Just want to tell everyone, be careful. I'm sure you've all heard it all before. But yeah, just be careful, take it easy. Look after yourselves and others around you, look after your families, and I hope you all are just safe and healthy. But I'm going to leave the video here. Thank you everyone for watching, really appreciate that. Go check out my other videos, check out my Instagram, posting on there quite a lot. Stay updated with all the bits that I'm up to, and I will catch you again in the next video. So cheers guys, thanks for watching.